Hi, good to see you again. Welcome to Block 3, your very first lesson in Block 3. Block 3 is Developing Number Sense, Lesson 1. I'll share my screen. So, in this lesson, you're going to learn to use mental addition and subtraction strategies when working with whole numbers or integers. Remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, share the video with those you think can benefit, and click on the notification bell so that when new videos are released, you will be notified. Thank you. Before we start, I would like you to pause the video and answer questions 1 and 2 in 2 minutes. Assuming you've paused the video and you've answered the questions, here are the answers. So for the first one, remember your part whole model. So part whole model means the two numbers at the bottom would add up to get the number at the top. So for this one, to get this, you could simply have done 146 minus 106. This one, simply adding all these numbers in the circles at the bottom will give you the answer at the top, which is 119. For question 2, you were simply asked to complete the subtractions. So 45 minus 8 is 37, 35 minus 8 is 27, 25 minus 8 is 17, 105 minus 8 is 97. Well, what do we notice? We notice that there are 7 ones in all of them. Let's do some new learning. How would you mentally do this calculation? 37 add 28. Have a think. Well, there are different ways to perform this calculation mentally. Someone would have done 37 being split into 30 and 7, and then 20 into 20 and 8. The person could have done 30 add 20, which would be 50, and then 7 add 8 will be 15, and then adding 50 and 15 will give us 65, which can be represented like this. Another person could have done it this way. So they could have split the 28 into 20 and then 8, and then represent that on a number line, of course, mentally. So adding 20 to 37 will give 57, and then adding 8 to 57 will give 65. And here is the calculation. Someone else could have done it differently. In fact, they could have even split 8 into 3 and then 5. So to get to 60 and then add the 5 from to the 60, which will get to 65. Have a think. Which of these following calculations are equivalent to 36 add 99? Well, if you look at this one, you would see that the 36 has been split into 1 and 35. So this calculation is the same. They are equivalent to 36 add 99. This one is the same. The 99 has been made 1 bigger, which is now 100, and the 36 has been made 1 less. So they compensate for each other, so they are the same calculation. Here, the 99 stays the same, but the 36 has been split into 30 and 6. Here, you can see the 36 stays the same, but it's just been rewritten to also mean 99. So 100 minus 1 is 99. So they're the same calculation. Here we can see that the 99 stays the same, but the 36 has been split into 6 and 30. This calculation, you can see that the 99 has been split into 90 and 9, and the 36 has been split into 30 and 6. But I would choose these ones. Okay. We all have different mental strategies of doing calculations. Some of you may even be aware of using the Vedic mental maths method of doing mental calculations really quickly. It's now time for you to practice what you've learned. Pause the video and answer questions 1 to 7. Pause the video and answer questions 1 and 2 in 4 minutes. Assuming you've paused the video and you've answered questions 1 and 2, here are the answers. Let's discuss them. So here you were simply asked to work, Ron is working out 46 at 28 mentally. So Ron does this. 46 at 20 is equal to 66. Then I'm going to add onto the 8, which will give 66 at 8, which is 74. So you've been asked to work out the additions mentally, and then you could use a method similar to Ron's. Okay, so and these are the answers. So mark your work and celebrate your success. For question 2, Eva is trying to work out 240, add 320 mentally. Work out the steps that she might follow. So there are different steps that could be followed. So mark your work and celebrate your success. Pause the video and answer questions 3 and 4 in 4 minutes. In fact, you could take 2 minutes because it's a mental maths we're doing. All right. Assuming you've paused the video and you've answered the questions, here are the answers. So Brett imagines a number line in his head to add 2 3-digit numbers, and here they are. What 2 numbers do you think Brett is trying to add together? Brett is trying to add 450 and 310, and you can see it here. Next, you're asked to work out these additions mentally. So by doing this, you're practicing doing your mental maths and you get much better working with the numbers mentally. Pause the video and answer questions 5 and 6 in 3 minutes. Assuming you've paused the video and answered the questions, here are the answers. So for question 5, you're asked to work out the additions mentally. So doing these mentally, this should be your results. And then here, question 6, Amir wants to add together 72 and 99. Here is what he did. So I added 100 to 72 and then subtracted 1. So the answer is 171. Is Amir correct? Is Amir correct? So Amir, added 100 to 72 and then subtracted 1. Of course, he is correct. Pause video and answer question 7 in 3 minutes. Assuming you've paused the video and you've answered the questions, here are the answers. Let's discuss them. And these are the answers. So you were asked to use Amir's method in question 6 to work out these additions. What was Amir's method? Okay. So Amir simply used knowledge of working with 99, which is one less than 100, to do these calculations. All right. And these are the answers. All right, let's do some new learning. If we wanted to add these numbers using our number line, maybe mentally, how would we do this? Adding a 2-digit number to a 3-digit number. Well, we could do this in different ways. So first, we could say, well, let's add 100 to 348. And then when we finish, we'll subtract 3 because we were actually asked to add 97. But we've added 100, which is 3 more than 97. Okay? So if we do that, we'll get 448, but then we need to subtract 3, which will give us 445. What about this one? How could we do mental calculations when we have to do subtraction? Well, we can use the same mental model using a number line. So we could do 760 minus 127, but then we can do it in steps. So we can do 760 minus 100, then we can take two tens, so which is minus 20, that will be 640. And then we can subtract 7 units, which is 633. But what is the mistake that you notice in this calculation? So someone has been asked to subtract 99 from 827. They subtracted 100 and then subtracted 1. Well, notice that by subtracting 100 and then subtracting 1, they have subtracted 101, not 99. So what they could have done is to subtract 100 and then add 1. So we should have given them an answer of 728. It's now time to practice your mental maths, practice what you've been learning. So pause the video and answer questions 8 and 9 in 3 minutes. Assuming you've paused the video and you've answered questions 8 and 9, here are the answers. So for question 8, you will ask, the number line shows that Kim shows what Kim does mentally to work out 54 minus 26. This is what Kim did. Show the calculation you might do mentally to work out. So there are different answers that different people would get. All right. And here is the answer. So to show this calculation, you could have done it this way. All right. So notice how the subtraction is done, subtracting the tens, subtracting the hundreds, or the units, so on and so forth. It was the same method that was used in this example here. Okay, this one. All right. And here is the answer for question 9. You were asked to work this out mentally. So this is for you to practice. All right, pause the video and answer questions 10 and 11 in 3 minutes. Assuming you've paused the video and you've answered the questions, here are the answers. Let's discuss them. So for question 10, Rosie is working out 244 minus 99 mentally. Here is what Rosie did. So Rosie did 244 minus 100, which is 144. And then she then went on to subtract 1. Was a mistake. So by doing this, she has subtracted 101, not 99. So she could have subtracted 100 and then added 1 to her answer. And then you're required to work out these calculations mentally. So here you're going to have to convert this to 1,000, all right, because 1 liter is 1,000 milliliter. And then, okay, you can just do these calculations like that. And that brings us to the end of our lesson. So in this lesson, you have learned to use mental addition and subtraction strategies to master or to do subtraction and addition for integers. Well done for sticking around and for taking your learning seriously. Until next time, take really good care of yourself, and bye-bye.